Rylee.
Hi, I'm Dakota, and we're from Painted Hair Studio, Suites 10 and 11.
And we wanted to just jump on here and show you guys a few tips and tricks for wedding season. So bridal hair with Dakota and bridal makeup with me.
Make sure you like and follow Vibes page for more tutorials from us. My Instagram is Dakota Beach Hair, and hers is Rylee Heyza Hair. If you have any questions, feel free to DM us.
Hope you enjoy! Alright, so for my first tip, I'm going to go ahead and use a cream contour. So I like to use a fluffy duo fiber brush like this, so that way you don't have any bacteria that is on the brush. And then I'm going to use a warm toned concealer or foundation. I'm going to go ahead and bronze Dakota's face. Okay, so in order to get a really nice youthful look, you want to take your cream contour and you're going to bring it up. So I'm going to kind of pat here a little bit. Here, we'll do a little bit on the forehead, around the jawline. So now that I have my little outline, I'm gonna go ahead and start blending. And when I'm gonna blend up and out, so back towards her ear. So I'm gonna go up and out. And what this is gonna do is lift the face. I also like to use cream contour because it helps prolong your foundation and makeup for the rest of the night. So a lot of my girls can go a really long time with wearing their makeup and not feel like it's sweating off them or breaking up at all. All right, so for my next tip, I'm gonna go ahead and put some blush on Dakota, but I wanted to talk to you guys about this because this is something that I find that a lot of makeup artists don't do, especially if you're not comfortable doing makeup on clients, is making sure you're putting enough product on the cheeks. If you're not putting enough product, you're never gonna see it in pictures, and you're pretty much getting your makeup done to be able to take really good pictures. So make sure you're using a generous amount of bronzer, blush, highlight, stuff like that, so that way you can see it in pictures, and it'll also all come together once the hair and makeup and stuff is done. I'm gonna kind of pat right on the apples of the cheeks and then blend backwards. And also making sure you're blending up and back because it's gonna lift the face instead of droop it down. Okay, so for my next tip, I'm gonna go ahead and do a highlighter on Dakota. This is something that looks really nice in pictures, but you wanna make sure that you're using the right color. If it's too light, it's gonna look like a straight line on their skin, and if it's too dark, you're gonna see it. So we wanna make sure you're going with something that's a middle tone, and I found that Becca Opal has been the best one for brides and bridesmaids, so it's a little bit more of like a pinky pearl undertone. So I'm gonna use a fluffy brush and place this on the tops of her cheekbones. So right here, and just blend that through. Okay, so for another tip and trick that you can do when you're doing someone's makeup is to use powder on their brows. A lot of girls that don't wear a lot of makeup still need something in their brow. So if you're doing a more glamorous look, obviously put something in the brows, but even if you want to keep it natural, making sure that the brows are filled is going to shape the face and it's going to look really good in pictures. So I'm going to go in with a powder and I'm going to just fill in Dakota's eyebrows. She has really nice eyebrows, so we're not going to have to do too much. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do some eyeshadow on Dakota. So what I found a lot with bridal parties is they always want to look natural but still done up. So you want to make sure you're putting enough makeup on them so that way, again, in pictures you can see it, but also not to make them feel uncomfortable. Okay, so a trick for making sure the eyeshadow is super blended and it actually is enhancing the eye shape, I like to pack the brush with eyeshadow and I'm going to tap in the corner. That's going to put your product on the lid, and then you can start by slightly buffing that out. And again, I like to go up and out. So I'll bring this way. Okay, and then another trick for making sure that the eyeshadow pops, I like to take a brush like this and again some setting spray and spray the brush wet and dip it into your lid shade. So I'm gonna go in with just a really light pink creamy color, and that's gonna be really pretty on almost every eye shape, every eye color, and skin tone. Okay, so for the last step is lips, obviously. So when you're picking out a lip color for your bridesmaid or your bride, make sure that it's natural but still with a pop, because again, you want to be able to see it and make sure that it's enhancing the women in the pictures, but also it doesn't look like too much for during the day. Okay, and then last step is going to be to set the base, and you're good to go.
So first you want to start to prep the hair with a dry shampoo. I'm going to use Kevin Murphy's Fresh Hair. The trick is to put it on fresh, clean hair to absorb the oil before it actually gets oily. And next we're going to go ahead and use some heat protectant. I'm going to use Kevin Murphy's Shimmer Shine, which is also a leave-in treatment. At least if we can like speed up the pouring.
Yeah.
Okay, so first we're gonna start and do beach waves on her hair. I'm gonna use my Bio Ionic Style Winder, the 1 inch. Okay, so you always wanna hold the clamp facing forward and spin away from the face. I don't section the hair because it's going to be in an updo anyway, and you want it to be a messier beach wave. So you always want to remember when you curl the hair, you want to start in the center of the section and work your way up. You don't want to start at the very bottom and start curling all the way up. To give it the beachier wave, always do the first few away from the face, and then about halfway back, go ahead and do one towards the face just to break up the curls. Okay, so now we're gonna set the curls, and I like to use a beach spray. I'm gonna use Kevin Murphy's Hair Resort Spray. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and comb out these curls. When you're combing out and you pull away, it makes it airier, so it's gonna give it a more beachy effect. Okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and straighten the ends. I'm gonna use my Bio Ionic 1 pass. Okay, so now to add more volume back in the hair, we're gonna go ahead and use Kevin Murphy's Do-Over, which is a texture spray. It's hairspray and dry shampoo mixed. So I like to grab the hair and just pump it in. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and split the hair in two. And then we're gonna go ahead and put these in ponytails right here. I'm gonna leave some hair out around her face to just a face frame. Okay, so you can see when I did the ponytails, it hid the part, so they're kind of scrunched together. So now what you want to do is take the one bun and put the other one directly through it, and now it's crisscross like this. And go ahead and pin that in place. Okay, so now we have this, and I'm just gonna go ahead and pull on her hair a little bit to loosen it up. And you can either leave it like this for like a messy style, but I'm gonna go ahead and tuck this in to make it more sleek. Okay, another good thing to do when you're trying to tuck these little hairs in is to put the hair in the bobby pin, just like this, and twist it in to tuck it.